CIET NCERT presents audiobook Kaushal Bodh, textbook of vocational education for grade 8.
Page number 31. Project 2. Feeding and caring for farm animals. There is a QR code given on the top right side of this page. Scan this QR code to find additional resources for this project. Farm animals like cattle, sheep, goats, pigs, and poultry play an essential role in our lives. Like all living beings, including humans, they too need care. This project is about essential practices related to feeding and caring for farm animals. As part of the project, you will be able to: first, identify local farm animals. Second, observe their health parameters. Third, estimate their weight to decide their feeding requirements. Fourth, prepare green fodder silage and treat dry fodder. Fifth, design a first aid box for livestock. Figure 2.1. Feeding and caring for farm animals. There is a picture given in this figure where some school students are learning about feeding and caring for farm animals from farm workers and a veterinarian doctor. Page number 32. Domestic animals have been helping us with transport, obtaining quality food, wool, and manure, and performing farm operations, for example, plowing, carrying loads, for a long time. Figure 2.1. Poultry birds, cattle, buffaloes, bulls, sheep, yaks, mithun, gayal, pigs, and camels are reared by farmers for food, wool, transportation, and to provide labor for farm operations. They are also crucial for soil fertility as they provide organic manure. Domestic animals on a farm are collectively called livestock and comprise a large part of farmers' wealth and contribute regularly to their income. Besides farmers, herders specializing in one kind of livestock, for example, shepherds, goat herds, swine herds, and cow herds, also have a large number of livestock. Besides the economic benefits, animals respond to love and care and become a part of the family, even providing emotional support to individuals or families. Therefore, their care is an essential part of the farmer's work. Nutritious food, clean water, proper shelter, and vaccination are necessary for the good health of livestock. Paintings in the Bhimbetka caves in Madhya Pradesh show evidence of the relationship between humans and animals. Decorated bulls, grazing animals, and human riding horses and animals suggest that domesticated animals have been our companions for more than 10,000 years. Figure 2.2. Figure 2.2. Bhimbetka caves showing humans riding on horses. There is a picture given on the right-hand side in this figure of Bhimbetka caves, where there are some drawings of humans riding on horses. In our culture, we have always expressed gratitude towards livestock through different festivals and rituals. Every Indian state and culture has festivals dedicated to animals. For example, Bendur or Pola in Maharashtra, Kanuma in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, Khaturva in Uttarakhand, and so on. Are you aware of any other similar celebrations of livestock? Page number 33. Figure 2.3. Cows and goats are some of the commonly found livestock in India. There are two pictures given in this figure. First picture has a cow and a calf. The second picture has some goats grazing in a farm. The management and care of livestock is known as animal husbandry. Figure 2.3. This field also includes ethical farming practices to ensure animals are treated well and kept in a healthy environment. Ethical practices also include treating animals with respect, providing them with basic needs for good housing, feed and water, timely medical treatment, and caring for their well-being. This project will introduce you to some practices of animal husbandry. What will I be able to do? At the end of the project, you will be able to: first, identify important farm animals in your locality and record their health parameters. Second, estimate the weight of an animal based on its body measurements to prepare a feeding chart. Third, prepare silage and a healthy dry fodder mixture for farm animals. Fourth, design a first aid box for livestock with homemade Ayurvedic medicines. What will I need? You will need the following tools, equipment, and materials for various activities for the project. Figure 2.4. Page number 34. Figure 2.4. Tools and materials to be used for various activities. There is a picture given in this figure with different kinds of tools and materials that needs to be used for various activities related to animal husbandry, like chopped green fodder, digital thermometer, tape measure, weighing scale, silage bag, salt, chopped dry fodder. How do I keep myself and others safe? Some key precautions to be followed while feeding farm animals and caring for them are as follows. First, farm animals can get disturbed due to the presence of unfamiliar people. They may become aggressive. So, do not disturb or excite the animal while recording your observations. You need to stay calm and avoid making abrupt gestures. Also, speaking to the animal and offering feed helps reduce animal stress and aggression. Second, tie animals and maintain a safe distance. Never stand behind a large farm animal, as it may kick you if disturbed. Third, interact with animals only when you are accompanied by a teacher, farmer, or a veterinary professional. Follow the instructions they give while approaching the animal. Internet safety. Ask your teacher for help while using the internet. Be careful not to upload or download anything without checking. Do not share personal information with anyone. What do I need to know before I start? Livestock need proper housing, cleanliness, ventilation, shelter from weather and predators. Feed, clean water and fodder. Healthcare, vaccination and medicine, and a safe environment for healthy growth and optimum productivity. Figure 2.5. Page number 35. You will learn some of the critical practices related to animal care in this project. Figure 2.5. Proper housing, shelter, feed, healthcare, and clean environment are essential for animals. There are 4 pictures given in this figure. In the first picture, there is a cow which has access to clean drinking water. In the second picture, there is a cow having access to good fodder. In the third picture, a veterinarian is treating a cow. In the fourth picture, a cow herd is accompanying a cow which is grazing in a field. Activity 1. Visit to a farm. Livestock is an integral part of the daily life of many farmers or animal owners and their families. The first step, therefore, will be to talk to a farmer or animal owner to learn about their animal's healthcare routine and maintenance. If you are rearing livestock in your home or family's farm, you can record your observations based on your experiences. If not, you can visit a farmer or animal owner in your vicinity. You can also visit a nearby cow shelter or goshala, stable or tabela to meet a horse owner, for example, tangewala, to record your observations. First, name of the place or farmer or animal owner visited. Blank space for your response. Second, types and number of animal owned. Blank space for your response. Third, important activities of the day. Blank space for your response. Page number 36. Fourth, number of people involved in the activities. Blank space for your response. Fifth, describe daily activities. Blank space for your response. Refer to Table 2.1 to answer the questions related to the care aspects for farm animals. Record your observations in your diary or logbook. There is a table given with 2 columns and 7 rows. Table 2.1. Questions for recording the care aspects of farm animals. The heading of the first column is Care Aspect. The heading of the second column is Questions to Answer. First row, first column. Feeding. First row, second column. What kind of food is given? Where is the food sourced from? How are the animals fed? Grazing, in shelter, or both? How much food is given and what does it cost? How many times are the animals fed daily? Is a feeding container used? Is the food free or purchased. Second row, first column. Water. Second row, second column. Where is the water sourced from? How often is the water changed? Is the water clean? How is animal waste collected and stored? What is it used for? Third row, first column. Bathing and cleaning. Third row, second column. How are farm animals bathed? How often are they bathed? Fourth row, first column. Shelter. Fourth row, second column. Is the shelter temporary or permanent? How many farm animals are kept there? How is the number of animals to be kept in the shelter decided? Is there enough light and air? What is the floor made of? Who cleans the shelter? How often is it cleaned? How are the animals protected from heat, cold and rain? Page number 37. Fifth row, first column. Health. Fifth row, second column. What are the common diseases of the farm animals? Do animals need any medicine? If yes, which ones and why? Are any home remedies used? Who gives medical help? Are there any regular vaccines? Sixth row, first column. Use of waste. Sixth row, second column. How is waste collected? What is done with the waste? Seventh row, first column. Any other specific observation? Seventh row, second column. Anything else interesting or important you noticed? Reflect on your learnings. First, the relationship between the farmer or animal owner and the animal is essential for its well-being. For example, does the animal recognize its owner? How does it react to the presence of the owner? Blank space for your response. Second, does the farmer or animal owner have a specific name for the animals? What criteria were used for naming animals? How do they recognize individual animals? Blank space for your response. Third, what are the reasons for keeping animals on the farm? Example, farm labor, dairy, or wool. Blank space for your response. Fourth, talk to a farmer or animal owner or your friends and find a story about the relationship between a farmer or animal owner and the animal. You can also find any local poem or a folk song about farm animals. Blank space for your response. Page number 38. Did you know? Apart from a caring approach, the environment in which animals live also plays an important role in the well-being of livestock. For example, research by scientists has concluded that playing music in cowsheds has a calming effect. The result is an increase in milk production. This is due to the masking of noises, example of farm machinery. Activity 2. Field visit to a veterinary clinic or animal health care center. Just like humans, domestic animals have healthcare requirements. Animal healthcare centers or veterinary clinics provide necessary healthcare services to livestock. Veterinary practitioners also need specialized training and certification. The Veterinary Council of India, VCI, is the nodal authority that decides how veterinarians should be prepared to work with animals. Visit a veterinary clinic in a village or nearby town to learn standard healthcare practices and treatment required by livestock. You can also invite a veterinary doctor or practitioner to your school to learn about basic healthcare requirements. India ranks number 1 in the world for its cow and goat population. We are the largest producer of milk and also have the highest diversity among cows. With 43 registered native breeds, breeds indicate various types of animals within the same kind. Example, Kasargod cattle from Kerala are a dwarf breed that grows up to an average height of 1 meter. Figure 2.6. It produces high-quality milk at low maintenance cost. Siri cattle from parts of Sikkim, Darjeeling and Bhutan have long, powerful legs that are helpful in the mountains. They are used as draught animals. Therefore, breeds are chosen based on the kind of work they will do. Figure 2.6. Kasargod dwarf cattle. There is a picture given in this figure on the right side. There are 3 Kasargod dwarf cattle that are grazing in a farm. Page number 39. Gather information about the livestock in your vicinity with the help of the expert and fill table 2.2. First, what are the most common livestock in your locality? There is blank space provided to record your answer. Second, list the important breeds of livestock in your locality. Try to find out whether they are indigenous or were brought from other places. There is blank space given to record your answer. You can follow the example in table 2.2 to record these details. Table 2.2. Record of information about local farm animals. There are 4 columns and 4 rows in this table. The entire first row is given to you as an example on how the other rows needs to be filled. The heading of the first column is My Locality. For example, Shirur block of Pune district. The heading of the second column, Common farm animal in my area. For example, cow, goat, poultry. The heading of the third column, Common breeds. For example, cow, Khilari, Holstein Friesian, HF cross, goat, Sangamneri, poultry, broiler, Deshi. The heading of the fourth column, Common use. For example, cow, milk production, goat, meat or milk, poultry, chicken and eggs. Other 3 rows needs to be filled by the student. Third, which fodder crops or food sources are used for livestock in your area? Some examples are given in Table 2.3. Blank space is given for your response. Page number 40. There is a table given with 3 columns and 3 rows. Table 2.3. Information about food and fodder. The heading of the first column is Animal. The heading of the second column is Food. The heading of the third column is Food Availability. First row, first column, cow. First row, second column, green fodder, maize, napier, basim, lucerne, dry fodder, jawar, bajra, wheat, paddy straw, concentrates, grains, oil cakes, bran, and mineral supplements. First row, third column. Fodder grown on farms, feed from cooperatives, silage. Second row, first column, goat. Second row, second column, open grazing, grasses, weeds. Second row, third column, stalled, semi-stalled, open grazing. Third row, first column, poultry, birds. Third row, second column, food grains, maize, wheat, poultry feed, protein, soya meal, fish meal, kitchen waste and grains from home. Third row, third column is blank. Activity 3. Participation in vaccination or health checkup drives for animals. Vaccination is vital to protect humans against infectious diseases and to prevent the spread of contagious diseases among them. Similarly, livestock also need regular vaccination to avoid infection from bacterial and viral diseases. Every year, vaccination drives are organized by the Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying, DAHD, under the Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying, as given in Figure 2.7. There are 2 pictures given on the middle of the page in Figure 2.7. Animal vaccination drive in the community. Both pictures are taken during animal vaccination drive in different areas. Participating in a farm animal vaccination drive and interaction with the veterinary doctor in your locality will help you better understand the need for animal vaccination. If a veterinary clinic is not easily accessible, visit a farmer, a gaushala, or a tabela nearby to understand the importance of immunization. Page number 41. On the basis of your discussion and observations, answer the following questions. 1. List the common infectious diseases that affect livestock. Blank space is given for your response. 2. List 3 major difficulties farmers face while vaccinating their livestock. Blank space is given for your response. 3. What are the other standard healthcare measures farmers take to protect their animals besides vaccination? Blank space is given for your response. 4. Are there any beliefs associated with vaccinating livestock among farmers? For example, there is a belief that milk or meat becomes poisonous after vaccination. Try to find out the reasons behind these beliefs. Ask the veterinary practitioner about them. Blank space is given for your response. 5. Are there any homemade medicines or home-based remedies for livestock reared by farmers or animal owners in your locality? List any 3 with their uses. Blank space is given for your response. 6. What medical facilities are available for animals in the area? For example, a veterinary clinic with a residential doctor or visiting doctor and medical shops. Blank space is given for your response. Page number 42. 7. Record the yearly vaccination schedule for the livestock in Table 2.4. One example is given. Table 2.4. Annual vaccination schedule. This table has 4 columns and 4 rows. The first row in all the columns is filled with examples that you can use as reference. Heading of the first column. Name of the disease. Example, foot and mouth disease, FMD. Heading of the second column. Associated farm animal. Example, cattle, buffalo, sheep, goat, and pigs. Heading of the third column. Vaccination schedule. Example, every 6 months for animals aged 4 years and above. Heading of the fourth column. Remarks. Example, available free cost in the Animal Healthcare Center. Other 3 rows are kept blank for you to write your own responses and observation. What do I have to do? You have learnt about important farm animals in your locality, their breeds and healthcare requirements, like housing, food, and vaccination. Next time, you will learn to record important body health parameters of livestock and calculate their weight to determine their feeding requirements. You will also prepare healthy feed for cattle or goats and homemade remedies for common ailments. You can work in a group of 5 to 6 students. Each group will identify a farmer or animal owner near the school to support these activities. You can take the help of veterinary professionals. Activity 4. Preparing a health record of the selected animal. Understanding primary health parameters is very important. For example, when you visit a doctor for any illness, they do a wellness checkup first with routine tests like body temperature, pulse rate, wetness of eyes, abdominal condition, or food digestion. Humans can talk and express their feelings clearly, but animals cannot express themselves. Thus, a responsible farmer or animal owner assesses their vital body parameters from time to time and maintains a record. Page number 43. In this activity, you will learn to record important health parameters of selected livestock. Select at least 2 animals for this activity. You need to work in a group of 5 to 6 students. You can visit a nearby farmer or animal owner or ask them to visit your school with their animal or animals. The following should be considered while selecting the animal or animals. First, it is better to choose small and friendly animals that are easy to handle, such as a goat or sheep, instead of a bullock, buffalo, or cow. Do remember that bucks or bully goats or male goats are more aggressive than females. Second, ensure that the teacher or farmer or animal owner or a veterinary professional is present before approaching the animal. Third, stand at a distance from the animal and take care not to stand behind the animal. Fourth, you will do a visual observation and check the respiration rate. Visual observations of the animal. Visual observations will help you assess the health of the animal without any medical tests. Observe the following. First, eyes should be bright, moist, and clean. Second, nostrils should be clean, wet, and without any discharge. Third, skin should be glossy, clean, and free from parasites. Example, tick, mite, lice, etc. Fourth, behavior should be alert, inquisitive, and interested in its surroundings. Fifth, appetite should have a good appetite and no signs of diarrhea. Checking respiration rate. First, respiration rate is recorded with visual observation. You will need to identify the flank region of the animal, as given in figure 2.8. Flank region of a goat and a cow. There is a picture given in this figure on the right-hand side of the page. It has one sheep and one cow. Flank region of both of these animals are highlighted in this figure. This is the area of flesh on either side of the body, between the rear leg and the last rib. Page number 44. Second, count the number of either falls or rises of the flank region in 1 minute using a stopwatch. Never count both rises and falls of the flank for respiration rate. Third, normal respiration of a cattle is about 25 to 50 breaths per minute, and that of a goat is about 12 to 25 breaths per minute. Record the observations in table 2.5. Did you know? All animals, farm, pet, and wild, are protected in India under the Cruelty to Animals Act 1960. The Act gives rights to all animals for prevention and protection from cruelty, unnecessary pain, overwork, torture, and abuse. Recording the body temperature, measurements to be done by a veterinary professional. First, a digital thermometer is used to record the body temperature of animals. Ensure it is set to the minimum level, 0 digit. Second, the thermometer is inserted carefully into the rectum so that its bulb comes in contact with the animal's mucous membrane. Third, the thermometer is kept in this position for 1 minute. Fourth, then the thermometer is removed from the rectum, cleaned with cotton and antiseptic, and the temperature reading is noted. Fifth, record your observations in table 2.5. Minimum 2 animals per group. Also ask the expert for the normal range of body temperature and respiration for the animal selected, and record it. Sixth, How do respiration rate and body temperature relate to animal health? Explain it in relation to your own health. Blank space is given to record your response. Page number 45. Table 2.5. Recording health parameters. There are 5 columns and 3 rows in this table. Rows are kept blank for you to write your own responses. Heading of the first column, serial number. Heading of the second column, animal details, name, species, breed, age. Heading of the third column, visual observations, eyes, nostrils, skin. Heading of the fourth column, body temperature. Heading of the fifth column, respiration, rate per minute. Activity 5. Estimating the weight of farm animals. Body weight is a significant health indicator for livestock, just like humans. It affects feed requirements, disease treatment, production levels, milk, eggs, and weight gain, and selling price. You can use a regular weighing scale for small animals like poultry, whereas a suitable scale may not always be available for larger animals like cattle, goats, camels, and horses. To solve this problem, you can estimate their body weight by measuring their dimensions. You already know the connection between volume, density, and weight. Using these, you can calculate weight with a simple formula. Weight is equal to volume multiplied by density. This simple equation is the basis for calculating of the weight of a farm animal. You will need to take body measurements of the farm animal as given in figures 2.9 and 2.10. Figure 2.9. Taking body measurements of large farm animals to estimate weight. There's a picture given of a buffalo in this figure. Some parameters are given here to make you understand how to take the measurements of a buffalo. Figure 2.10. Taking the body measurements of a goat. There is a picture given here of a goat. Some parameters have been drawn here to make you understand on how to measure the body weight of a goat. Now, follow the steps given below to calculate the weight of an animal using the formula. First, select a small and friendly animal which is easy to handle, such as goat and sheep. Page number 46. You can also take measurements of a larger animal which is gentle and calm. Length and girth should be measured in inches. 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeter and body weight in kilograms. The dividing factor, that is 600 or 300, is used as a constant factor. This formula is known as Sheffiel's formula of body weight estimation. Since the animal does not stand directly on the weighing scale or balance, this is an indirect estimation of body weight. This estimation can have a 10 to 15% error due to variations in body measurements. Second, take the help of a farmer or animal owner or veterinary professional before approaching the animal. Note your observations in Table 2.6. Table 2.6 Body measurement of animal. There are 4 columns and 2 rows in this table. Both the rows are kept blank for you to record your own observations. Heading of the first column, serial number. Heading of the second column, animal. Heading of the third column, length measurement in inches. Heading for the fourth column, girth measurement in inches. After taking body measurements, calculate body weight using the following formula. First, live body weight for goat is equal to length multiplied by girth square divided by 600. Second, live body weight for cow or buffalo is equal to length multiplied by girth square divided by 330. Record your calculations in Table 2.7. Table 2.7 Record of weight of animals using body measurements. There is a table given with 5 columns and 2 rows. Both the rows are kept blank for you to record your own responses. The heading of the first column, serial number. The heading of the second column, animal. The heading of the third column, length in inches. The heading of the fourth column, girth in inches. The heading of the fifth column, estimated weight in kilograms. Are there any other methods farmers or animal owners use for weight estimation? Do they feel this is an important activity in animal care? If not, ask them the reason. Page number 47. Activity 6. Preparing a feeding chart. Like humans, livestock also need carbohydrates, protein, fat, minerals, and vitamins for their growth and productivity. A proper feeding schedule and providing quality feed are important for the health of animals. The feed requirement of an animal depends on the type of digestive system. Ruminant versus non-ruminant, feeding habits and productivity. Ruminant livestock, cow, buffalo, goat, sheep, have 4 chambers in their stomach. Ruminants can digest low-quality grass compared to non-ruminant horses, pigs, poultry, animals. Cattle and buffalo prefer grass as feed, while goats and camels prefer tender leaves from shrubs and weeds. Feed requirement is determined by weight and dry matter (DM) requirement. You have already estimated the weight of 2 animals. DM is simply the non-water portion of animal feed. Generally, DM equal to 2 to 3% of the animal's live body weight is required by an adult animal every day. The feed requirement of animals is directly related to their weight, as given in Table 2.8. In an earlier activity, you had estimated the weight of 2 animals. Table 2.8. Feed requirements of goat. There is a table given with 7 columns and 1 row. The heading of the first column, weight of the animal. Example, 32 kg goat, that is 32,000 grams. The heading of the second column, DM is equal to 3% of the weight of the animal. For example, 32,000 gram multiplied by 3% is equal to 960 grams per day. The heading of the third column, concentrate feed is equal to 25% of DM. For example, 960 multiplied by 25% is equal to 240 grams. The heading of the fourth column, total fodder, wet plus dry, is equal to 75% of DM. For example, 720 grams. The heading of the fifth column, dry fodder is equal to 25% of total fodder. For example, 720 into 25% is equal to 180 grams. The heading of the sixth column, green fodder is equal to 75% of the total fodder. For example, 720 into 75% is equal to 540 grams. The heading of the seventh column, actual green fodder requirement. 540 into 5 is equal to 2,735 grams. Let us assume one of the animals was a goat weighing 32 kgs. It will need 3% DM per day, that is 960 gram per day. To ensure the goat's health, 25% of the total DM should be from protein-rich concentrate and 75% from green and dry fodder. Page number 48. Fodder can be divided into dry fodder, 25%, and green fodder, 75%. Green fodder has 80% water content. So, the quantity in table 2.8 is increased by 5 times. Otherwise, the goat feels hungry just like you feel hungry after having only fruit juice or rice in your meal. Therefore, the total DM requirement and feeding options will be as illustrated in table 2.8. The feed should be given to the goat 2 to 3 times daily in equal quantities. For example, at dawn, midday, and early evening. Following this example, calculate the feeding requirement of your selected animals. The first step is to estimate the weight, then the DM requirements, and then different feeds, such as concentrate, green and dry fodder. Using a mobile application for animal feed calculation. You can also use mobile applications designed to calculate the feeding requirements of farm animals. The Indian Council of Agriculture Research (ICAR) has developed a feeding chart mobile application for milking cows and buffaloes in collaboration with the National Institute of Animal Nutrition and Physiology (NIANP). Similarly, the Central Institute for Research on Goat (CIRG) has developed a mobile application for goat farming. Compare a feeding chart for at least 2 animals using table 2.9. Compare the actual feed given by the animal owner versus your calculated feeding need. Table 2.9. Feeding chart for animals. There is a table given with 7 columns and 2 blank rows for you to record your observations. Heading of the first column, particulars. Heading of the second column, weight of the animal. Heading of the third column, given DM percentage. Heading of the fourth column, concentrate feed. Heading of the fifth column, dry fodder. Heading of the sixth column, green fodder. Heading of the seventh column, actual green fodder requirement. Page number 49. Activity 7. Feed formulation. Making silage and cost calculation. Silage is the preserved feed for ruminant animals like cows, goat, and sheep. It is prepared from green fodder to maintain it without losing its nutritional value. The word silage is derived from silo, meaning a pit or container with stored food. You will learn to make silage from green fodder with controlled fermentation in an anaerobic without oxygen environment. Science of silage making. For example, we make a pickle from mango or any other fruit or vegetable. Silage is a pickle of green fodder for ruminants. You are using a naturally controlled fermentation process for silage making. It is like making pickles of cucumber or curd from milk. In this process, sugar content in green fodder gets converted into lactic acid by the action of fermentative lactic acid bacteria. These bacteria grow in anaerobic conditions. Due to bacterial growth, the temperature of the silage increases during the initial 2 to 8 days and acidity increases due to lactic acid. pH decreases up to 4.0 to 3.8 in 15 to 20 days. You can make silage from green fodder by following the steps in figure 2.11. Making silage from green fodder. There are different steps given in this figure to make silage from green fodder. Some pictures are also given to help you understand the steps in detail. Collect approximately 30 to 50 kilograms of green fodder. Any green fodder like maize, sugarcane leaves, napier grass can be used for silage. Step 1. Chop it using a fodder chopping machine to 2 to 3 centimeters. You can collect chopped fodder from a farmer or animal owner or do this activity directly in the fields. There's a picture given with this step where some children are collecting fodder in a tub. Chopping of fodder is essential so that we can compact it in a silage bag. If silage bags are unavailable, use any polythene or high-density polyethylene HDPE bag or container. There is a picture given with this step where fodder is gathered and put in one place. Page number 41. Step 2. Fill the chopped fodder into the silage bag while pressing it firmly with your foot. A picture is given with this step where a person is pressing the fodder firmly with the help of his foot. Compacting or pressing chopped fodder in the bag removes air, oxygen. There's a picture given with this step where 3 children are pressing the fodder in a polythene bag with the help of their hands. Step 3. Tie the upper end of the bag firmly with a thread. You can also seal it using adhesive tape to minimize air entry. There's a picture given with this step where a girl is tying the bag firmly with the help of a thread. The silage making process gets completed in 2 to 3 weeks. During this process, do not open the bag. After 2 to 3 weeks, when you open the bag, the silage would have no fungal or mold growth, golden brown color, pleasant fruity aroma, free-flowing and non-sticky texture, mildly acidic taste with an optimum pH of around 4.0 to 4.5. Add 25 grams of silage to 100 milliliter of water. Check pH after 15 minutes. Once the silage is ready, you can use it to feed a goat, sheep 1 to 1.5 kg per day and a cow, buffalo 10 to 15 kg per day. After taking the approval of the farmer or animal owner. Do not feed the animal without permission. If you observe mold of white or black color or observe a bad smell, throw away this silage and do not feed it to the animal. It will lead to food poisoning, serious illness, and even death of the animal. Page number 51. Silage bag, polythene bag, acts as an airtight container. It does not allow air containing oxygen to enter the silage so that anaerobic bacteria grow and form an acidic condition for preservation. Cement tanks or stainless steel containers are also used for large-scale silage making. On the basis of the activity and interaction with farmers or animal owners, respond to the following. First, have you seen storage spaces for green fodder in farms or animal shelters? How do farmers or animal owners store green fodder? Do they use fresh fodder every day? Blank space is provided here to write your answers. Second, how is the fodder requirement calculated? Is there any wastage of fodder? Approximately how much green fodder gets wasted daily? What are the reasons for wastage? Blank space is provided here for your answer. Third, what are the key challenges in gathering green fodder, silage bags, and chopping? Do farmers or animal owners think silage is useful in overcoming these challenges? Blank space is provided here to write your answer. Fourth, what were the key difficulties you faced while making silage? What, in your opinion, would you do differently next time? Blank space is provided here to record your answer. Page number 52. Activity 8. Feed formulation. Making a healthy dry fodder mixture. Like green fodder, dry fodder is also an essential feed for livestock. Dry fodder provides the necessary dry matter for fulfilling appetite, helps in the better functioning of the digestive system, and provides critical minerals to animals. The digestibility of dry fodder can be increased by adding a mineral mixture, which can be collected from a local veterinary clinic and jaggery. This is a simple yet effective treatment for improving the palatability and digestibility of dry fodder, especially during harsh summer or dry season. You can do this activity directly in a farmer's field or ask farmers or animal owners to help you do the activity in school. You can help them get dry fodder at school. You can treat dry fodder by following the steps given in Figure 2.12. Figure 2.12. Preparing dry fodder mixture. There are different steps given in this figure with pictures for your better understanding. Step 1. Collect chopped dry fodder 5 to 10 kgs. It can be rice, wheat, jawar, hilly grass straw, or any legume crop stubble that farmers usually burn in the fields after crop harvest. There's a picture given with this step where some children are collecting dry fodder. Step 2. Add 3% jaggery, 300 grams for 10 kg fodder, and common salt 1%, 100 gram for 10 kg fodder in 5 liters of water. If jaggery is unavailable, you can use the waste flour of wheat, rice, jawar, etc. You can also add 100 grams of mineral mixture, optional. There's a picture given with this step where a child is adding jaggery in water. Step 3. Spread the chopped fodder on the floor and sprinkle the jaggery salt mineral mix with your hands. Ensure the mineral mixture is spread equally and sticks to the chopped fodder. There is a picture given with this step where a person is adding the water mineral salt mix in the dry fodder. Page number 53. Step 4. Make a heap of fodder and then fill in the polythene bag as before, or press the fodder towards the corner of the wall and cover it with a polythene sheet. There is a picture given with this step where some children are pressing the fodder towards the corner of the wall. After 2 to 3 hours, the treated feed is ready. On the basis of the activity and interaction with farmers or animal owners, respond to the following. First, how do farmers or animal owners store dry fodder? Do they chop dry fodder before feeding it to the animals? If not, why? There is blank space provided for your answer. Second, do you see any advantages of chopping dry or green fodder? Explain your response. There is blank space given for your answer. Third, what were the key difficulties you faced while making dry fodder? What, in your opinion, would you do differently next time? There is blank space provided for your answer. Activity 9. Offering feed to animals and observing their response. You have prepared silage and treated dry fodder to increase its palatability. Just like us, livestock are also sometimes choosy about their food. Page number 54. See if your selected animal likes the feed you prepared by offering it to them. While feeding the animal, ensure that the owner is close by. 1. Open the silage bag and check the quality. Free from mold and not smelling bad. Ask the farmer or animal owner to confirm your assessment of the quality of the fodder. 2. Take a handful and place it in front of the animal. 3. Observe if the animal appears to like it and is ready to eat. 4. Follow the same process with dry fodder treated with jaggery and salt. 5. Note your observations. On the basis of the activity, respond to the following questions. First, does the animal accept the silage and treated dry fodder? If yes, Do you think it was consuming it happily or just finishing it because it was hungry? If the animal is not accepting the feed, ask the farmer or animal owner for the probable reason. Blank space is provided to note your answers. Second, what was the farmer or animal owner's reaction or feedback on the fodder you prepared? Does the farmer or animal owner find it useful? If not, what are the reasons? Blank space is provided for you to write your answers. Activity 10. Preparing home remedies for livestock. You have learnt about vaccination and some common diseases of farm animals. During your visit to the vaccination center or a veterinary professional guidance session, you may have also noticed the farmer or animal owner using home remedies and Ayurvedic medicines to treat common illnesses. For example, one of the common challenges with livestock is infection due to ticks and other external parasites, ectoparasites. Page number 55. Ticks feed on animal blood and also spread diseases. Farmers or animal owners use local herbs like neem, lantana leaves, and turmeric to prevent parasites. Did you know? Different geographical regions in India have unique shepherd communities. For example, Brokpas in Ladakh and some parts of Arunachal Pradesh herd mostly yak and sheep. Raika, Rabadi in Rajasthan, Fakirani Jats in Haryana, and Maldharis in Gujarat mainly herd camels and sheep. Dhangar in Maharashtra and Kurbas in Karnataka are known for sheep rearing. By tradition, these nomadic communities rear different livestock and often travel with them for food and shelter. If a local herder community is in your locality, ask them about their lifestyle and love for their animals. Also, ask them about challenges they face, including those related to the health of their animals and how they overcome them. Another common health problem in cows and goats is indigestion. Farmers sometimes use 10 betel leaves, pan, 20-gram ginger, 10-gram pepper, 10-gram garlic, and 50-gram rock salt for home-based treatment of indigestion in cows. All these ingredients are pounded and mixed in lukewarm water. The remedy can be given every 6 hours for large animals. Body weight 200 kgs and above. Ask farmers or animal owners in your vicinity about typical home-based remedies they use. You can also ask elders in your locality about common home remedies for cows, goats, and other animals. Note your observations in Table 2.10. There is a table given where there are 4 columns and 2 blank rows for you to note down your own observation. Table 2.10. Preparation of home diseases. The heading of the first column, symptoms or disease. The heading of the second column, ingredients used in the home remedy. The heading of the third column, preparation method. The heading of the fourth column, how to use. Page number 56. Using mobile application to identify pests and diseases. You can also use mobile applications designed to identify diseases among livestock. The Indian Council of Agriculture Research NCERT has developed apps to give early warnings of outbreaks of livestock diseases and to identify early signs of disease, among others. You can prepare some of the home remedies suggested by the farmer or animal owner or elder and gift them to a person who needs or asks for them. Do remember to inform them of the exact ingredients and precise measures to be used. On the basis of the activity, respond to the following questions. First, design a first aid medical box for livestock. List the materials you will add to the box with ingredients and precise measures. Blank space is provided for you to write your answers. Second, do you use similar home remedies at home? List a few examples. Blank space is provided for you to write your answers. What did I learn from others? First, what did you learn from farmers or animal owners and friends while doing the project? Blank space is provided for you to write your answers. Page number 57. Second, name any 3 skills that you have learned while working with the experts. Blank space is provided for you to write your answers. What did I do and how long did it take? It is essential to understand how much time is required for an activity to be completed. Calculate the approximate number of hours you spent on each activity. Mark them on the timeline below. If you did more than the activities suggested in the book, please add the number and time taken. There is a format of a timeline given where activities have been numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In the second part is the time taken in periods. The second part has been kept blank for you to write the time that you took to do each activity. What else can I do? You can try the following things to expand your learning. First, you can prepare a daily feeding chart for selected farm animals in your locality and check if it benefits the farmer or animal owner. Second, you can make a small video presentation, a reel or a slide presentation on traditional folk songs, poems, and stories on animal-human relationships. Try incorporating local stories and heart-touching moments from farmers or animal owners in your presentation. Page number 58. Think and answer. First, what were the challenges you faced? Second, what will you do differently next time? Third, in your opinion, do we provide proper care and health treatments to our farm animals? Do we have appropriate technologies and infrastructure, veterinary clinic, hospitals to care for farm animals? Fourth, how has the role of farm animals changed with changes in human society? For example, the use of farm machinery reduced animal-based transport requirements. Fifth, identify a few examples of jobs related to the work you just did. For example, a veterinarian, scientist, herder, or farmer. Look around, speak to people, and write your answer. Project 2 ends here.
Kaushal Bodh. You were just listening to this audiobook, Textbook of Vocational Education for Grade 8. Narration Himani Joshi. Sound recordist Muhammad Faizan Khan. Assistance in production Mukul Singh. Directed and produced by Vimalesh Chaudhary. This audiobook is brought to you by CIET NCERT, New Delhi, India.